Dear John Borthwick and everybody else to whom this may concern, over at BetaWorks. I know right now you have to be real busy fattening Digg up, pouring a family-sized jar of Viagra down Digg's throat, and you're warming up the defibrillator to press it up against Digg's server, and you're going to stab Digg with an adrenaline needle on Wednesday so it could rise into your digital Darth Vader. All clear. Clamp. Don't forget to intravenously inject all of the features that were removed from Digg V4 that made Anakin Skydigger strong with the Force. The Force is strong with this Digger. The Force is strong with this Digger. Before I get loose to substantiate my argument, let me give you the two pieces of functionality that gave Digg the ability to impregnate servers with millions of unique visitors in a few hours' time. On my 36,000-year-old knees, I beg you to pay close attention. In cash, no checks. Para que seas mi amigo, no feel. Many diggers died to bring us this information. Code in the following crucial components immediately upon receipt of this message that will self-destruct in 30 seconds. Or don't. 1. The Digg Friends submission page. They allow you to see and dig stories that were submitted by your friends. So you can dig on stories submitted by people who would dig on your stories. 2. The functionality afforded by API tools. They allow you to see which users were digging most of your stories. You want to know why? Like to here go. Forget all the garbage you read on the web. Pepper with the word dig in the headline. It's just to get some search engine traffic. Same thing I'm doing to get a seat next to Larry and Sergey in a jacuzzi shaped like a G over at the Googleplex. Then I go goat back riding on one of those goats that use to mow the lawn like, speed up a little bit, Jake, speed up a little bit, Jake. Then I put some coke on his nose and kick him in the belly like, here, sniff this. Slow down a little bit, Jake, slow down a little bit, Jake, meh. See, because if you are not inside, you are out. I never got a check with Digg branding in the letterhead with a watermark that when you tilted it, you saw the shimmering light reflecting off of the backwash in one of Kevin Rose's beers. But I did get paid over $500,000 to operate Digg successfully over the years and had Kevin Rose rip open a bag of tea and throw dried leaves at my feet like I was the Prince of Diggamunda. This is the truth. This is gutter, and if you share this thesis publicly on the web, you will forever share a place with me in paradise. Diggers don't die, we multiply. An authentic account of why Kevin Rose got a stake in his chest and Digg was administered the true death. I am the authority. The real reason Digg died was because they never hired me. I would have turned Digg into a medical marijuana bar. Would have had Barack Obama smoking a joint with Bill Clinton. Barack will get all impatient like, hey Bill, you know the rules. Puff, puff, give. Barack. You know I'm the horniest man alive. And you know, every single time that Bill Clinton's about to say something important, he bites his lip and closes his eyes like, I'm only experimenting with marijuana a time or two and I don't like it. I didn't inhale. I'll never try it again. Cut the bullshit, Bill. Like Obamacare. Please pass that. All jokes aside, the real reason that Digg's traffic and activity took a nosedive into an empty pool was the removal of the friend submission page and the API tools that allowed us to view who are the friends that were digging up most of our stories. That's where all the magic happened. That's where Richard Pryor blew up coke in his face and invented crack. That's where the man with the 200-pound testicles bounced on his own nutsack and leaped over the Empire State Building. Boom. But in the immortal words of the Cuban rapping witch doctor Baba Lao, as the past is the past, it's not worth the back of my mind. But to understand the future, we've got to go back in time. So I started to use Digg because websites that were promoted on Digg were acquiring hundreds of external backlinks with one pop. Even Russian satellites were pointing to the servers where websites that were promoted on Digg were hosted and sending a report back to the KGB with a clean follow link pointing back to that website. Comrade, the Americans have popped on Digg. What is wrong with Russian vodka website? It is not bad website. It is always victim of berry brigade. It's a good website. It is something my mother would approve. Hell of a way to get a .gov link. And it wasn't only the links. The traffic Digg was driving was wiping websites out. Webmasters would have to wear adult diapers. Like, Mom, where are my Depends? I just submitted to Digg. I had the family pack under my bed. I hate it when you move my stuff, Mom. 1,000 visitors a minute. Websites would crash, transform into Optimus Prime and start to smoke crack. Like, whoosh. Let me get one, Sam. Let me get some rock, Sam. I promise you it's the last time. Sam's always reneging like, come on, you're Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots. I didn't expect to defeat Megatron and save the world if you're always stealing Energon from Bumblebee to smoke a dime of rock. Come on, Sam. I'll suck your dick, Sam. Marijuana bots, transform and roll up. So I decided to learn how to use Digg by following one Mr. Baby Man, top digger of diggers, aka Andrew Sorsini, and editor of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Top dog, top diggity dog. So I started to dig all the stories that he submitted to Digg. And every time that I submitted something, he would go ahead and dig mine. I would get anywhere from 1 to 2 digs, typically mine and Andy's. However, when Andy submitted content, and all the people that were digging on his stories submitted content, they were getting anywhere from 150 to 200 digs. I needed more friends. So the first thing that came to mind was, let me start stuffing $10 bags of weed in all of the diggers' pockets. They could use their digging skills to essentially dig it out. But my cannabis consultant adamantly stood against it. Good God of my salvation, Neil. You can't put ganja weed in the internet ball around with you. Brethren, remember we have everything. Bammy, Goat Belly, Usain Bolt, London, Olympic champion. Enough respect, all massive, everybody want fly. And get high, but nobody want die. Why? Since giving freebies was not an option, for it would take too damn long to give out 200 medical marijuana prescriptions to treat the clinical fear of being sober, so I did the next best thing. I dug stories submitted by people who dug Mr. Baby Man stories, and they in turn dug mine. As I friended these people and they friended me back, my submissions started to appear on their friend's submissions page, and then their submissions started to appear on mine. We dug each other's stories until every single time that I promoted and submitted content, I got anywhere from 100 to 200 digs organically without having a campaign. Now I had a squad. Social Media Justice League. I had Superman doing salsa with Wonder Woman, while Batman was DJing, shooting smoke and bubbles out of his utility belt. Like, can't you feel it? Whack, 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 pa. Now, the reason that you wanted anywhere from 100 to 200 digs was so links to your content could be loaded on more popular parts of the platform, where the rest of the Digg community had the opportunity to vote your content up to popularity or hit the bury button and send it to hell where the devil could read it, lighting up a joint with Osama bin Laden's beard. Oh, Osama, get on over here, boy. Dip that beard in the lake of hellfire and get over here. Where's your 22 virgins? You're looking to get a blowjob from that demon prostitute with retractable fangs. Hurry up. Same principle described by Malcolm Gladwell in his book, The Tipping Point, how an idea becomes an epidemic. When you first expose your idea before your immediate network or circle of friends, they'll be more than likely to give you their biased support because they know you and they like you. That's why they are in your circle of friends. Or at least they act like they like you and like what you do. So they relay it to their circle of friends or immediate network that lie outside your initial levels of connectivity. They'll only support it objectively because they don't know you and they don't like you. And if they do support it and share your idea with their respective networks, that's where your idea has the potential to become what's called an epidemic, or what you young folks call viral. And the Digg community policed its own platform. When stories that did not match the Digg core users' interests made it through the algo's cracks and made the front page, they didn't get any more than 1,000 views before it got buried or lost in obscurity as new stories were promoted and moved those stories down. Then the story would go into further obscurity on the following pages. But when the story did match the core Digg users' interests, it would get anywhere from 20,000 to millions of unique visitors in a matter of hours, and it would get an unprecedented and sometimes unmatched level of cross-pollination that equated to thousands of Facebook shares and tweets, numerous citations and backlinks from mainstream platforms such as the New York Times, BBC, Forbes, the Huffington Post, Ashton Kutcher's Twitter account. I was able to secure some offline publicity for a client after I got him on AOL. He got a radio interview with CBS. A friend of mine, Brian Cuban, got interviewed by ESPN and other TV networks after his blog made the front page of Digg. A Starbucks barista got a record deal with Interscope after her song on Digg made it to the front page of Digg. Little Keena Grannis strumming a guitar like, gotta dig, gotta dig, gotta dig, gotta make this story big. So now writers are like, it was easy for power diggers to manipulate the front page of Digg. If that was the case, then we manipulated the likes of Facebook, Twitter, mainstream media powerhouses such as the New York Times, ABC, NBC, the Huffington Post, Forbes, the record industry, the presidency of the United States. The story on the election was one of the most dug Digg submissions on the planet. Over 39,000 digs. If you click on the tab labeled top on Reddit, the top story listed there didn't have 35,000 votes. The sum of upvotes and downvotes. Digg represented a microcosm of Gladwell's epidemic, and the Digg administration deleted the main functionality that facilitated its foundation. The reciprocal voting that was performed on the friend submission page, and the API that allowed friends to see who was working with them. After V4, when both of these key components were deleted, that's when Digg's declined, then traffic, then the analytics chart just flatlined. That's what built the site. Digg decided that the D and the two G's in its name should trade places, and they fed carbs to the I until it fattened up into an O so they can call themselves and play God when he halted the construction of Babel by hypnotizing people into speaking in tongues. The digger who was still lucky enough to speak English was like, yo money, can I get a dig? The dude who was speaking in tongues was like, in a hockin', in a hockin', a high. Like, yo money, you need to get high that bad, you need to go in a hockin' in the toilet, my digger. Berry brigades were turning to witch doctors, shaking rattlesnake tails along their ears like heckle, 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 caremonda. Digg became a post-apocalyptic wasteland where we drove poles down the throats of spammers so it could pop out their rectums and we can make them into human shish kebabs because they were taking advantage of the fact that it only took 60 digs to make the front page. And that's all she wrote, really. It was the absence of the Digg friend submission page and API tools that allowed us to see who was working with us, who was digging our stories, so we were able to reciprocate and build Digg into the traffic-driving juggernaut. Let me just illustrate so you can feel the gravity of what I'm talking about. Just imagine how disastrous it would be for Twitter if they would remove the @reply operator or the connect page. That's where people support you because every time they post an @reply, they are linking back to your digital profile. So more of their followers are able to see that link, possibly click it, see your profile, possibly click the link in your profile to your website, maybe buy something, or perhaps spread the word. Lock your daughters up. The diggers are coming. The diggers are coming. On Facebook, imagine how disastrous it would be if they were to remove the news feed or the wall. Reciprocal links are built every single time somebody writes on these particular areas. And those links, likewise, they're exposed before those immediate networks, which is the same level of communication that went down on the Digg Friend submission page and API tools like TINC, the Sandbox, and Friend Statistics. It allowed people to see who was talking with you before the world, which is the key to being successful on social media. Help out as many people as you can in front of as many people as possible. I thank you for watching. My name is Neil Rodriguez. Don't forget to subscribe.